I'm Sandra, and I'm just the professional your small business was looking for. But you didn't hire me because you didn't use LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role, like me.
In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you'll miss out on great candidates like Sandra. Start hiring professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/spoken today.
Planning for your next trip? Elevate your travel style with Quince. Quince has all the jet-setting essentials you'll want for your next getaway, like European linen, premium luggage options, buttery soft Italian leather bags, and so much more. And it's all priced at 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Plus, Quince only works with factories that use safe and ethical manufacturing practices. Pack your bags with high-quality essentials you'll be wearing for vacations to come with Quince. Go to quince.com/trip for free shipping and 365-day returns.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
What you're hearing are the sounds of people everywhere putting on Bombas socks, underwear, and T-shirts made from absurdly soft materials that feel like plush clouds. Yeah, that plush. And the best part? For every item you purchase, Bombas donates another to someone facing homelessness.
Bombas. Big comfort for everyone. Go to bombas.com/ACAST and use code ACAST for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/ACAST. Code ACAST.
Hello, and welcome to Voices from the Battlefield, part of Waterloo Remembered. The next extract is read by the researcher Josh Provan and consists of the report of Marshal Grouchy on his actions on the 18th and 19th of June.
The report that follows was written at Dinant on the 20th of June 1815 by Maréchal de l'Empire Emmanuel de Grouchy, commander of the right wing of the Armée du Nord during the 100 Days campaign. It was the first of many letters written by Marshal Grouchy explaining his actions during the course of operations in an effort to clear his name from the stain that had blotted it by the writings of his imperial master Napoleon. Amongst the most controversial debates that rages around the conduct of the War of the Seventh Coalition in Belgium, the accounts of Marshal Grouchy are of inestimable interest to historians trying to piece together the puzzle of how Napoleon came to lose the Battle of Waterloo. Addressed to the Emperor, the report begins, "It was not until after 7 in the evening of the 18th of June that I received the letter of the Duke of Dalmatia, which directed me to march on Saint-Lambert and to attack General Bülow. I fell in with the enemy as I was marching on Wavre. He was immediately driven into Wavre, and General Vendôme's corps attacked that town and was warmly engaged. The portion of Wavre on the right of the Dyle was carried, but much difficulty was experienced in debouching on the other side. General Girard was wounded by a ball in the breast while endeavouring to carry the mill of Bierge in order to pass the river, but in which he did not succeed, and Lieutenant General I had been killed in the attack on the town. In this state of things, being impatient to cooperate with your Majesty's army on that important day, I detached several corps to force the passage of the Dyle and march against Bülow. The corps of Vendôme, in the meantime, maintained the attack on Wavre and on the mill, whence the enemy showed an intention to debouch, that which I did not conceive he was capable of effecting. I arrived at Limahl, passed the river, and the heights were carried by the division of Vichery and the cavalry. Night did not permit us to advance further, and I no longer heard the cannon on the side where your Majesty was engaged. I halted in this situation until daylight. Wavre and Bierge were occupied by the Prussians, who, at 3 in the morning of the 18th, attacked in their turn, wishing to take advantage of the difficult position in which I was, and expecting to drive me into the defile, and take the artillery which had debouched, and make me repass the Dyle. Their efforts were fruitless. The Prussians were repulsed, and the village of Bierge taken. the brave General Penny was killed. General Vandamme then passed one of his divisions by Biège and carried with ease the heights of Wavre, and along the whole of my line the success was complete. I was in front of Rosières, preparing to march on Brussels, when I received the sad intelligence of the loss of the battle of Mont-Saint-Jean. The officer who brought it informed me that your Majesty was retreating on the Sambre, without being able to indicate any particular point on which I should direct my march. I ceased to pursue and began my retrograde movement. The retreating enemy did not think of following me. Learning that the enemy had already passed the Sambre and was on my flank, and not being sufficiently strong to make a diversion in favour of your Majesty without compromising that which I commanded, I marched on Namur. At this moment the rear of the columns were attacked. That of the left made a retrograde movement sooner than was expected, which endangered for a moment the retreat of the left, but good dispositions soon repaired everything, and 2 pieces which had been taken were recovered by the brave 20th Dragoons, who besides took a howitzer from the enemy. We entered Namur without loss. The long defile which extends from this place to Dinant, in which only a single column can march, and the embarrassment arising from the numerous transports of wounded, rendered it necessary to hold for a considerable time the town, in which I had not the means of blowing up the bridge. I entrusted the defence of Namur to General Vandamme, who with his usual intrepidity maintained himself there till 8 in the evening, so that nothing was left behind, and I occupied Dinant. The enemy has lost some thousands of men in the attack on Namur, where the contest was very obstinate. The troops have performed their duty in a manner worthy of praise. Signed, de Grouchy.
That was the researcher Josh Proven reading Marshal Grouchy's reports of his actions during the Waterloo campaign. And you can follow Josh on Twitter at Land of History. Stay tuned to the Napoleon Assist, where more instalments of the Voices from the Battlefield series will be released throughout the day.
Hey, it's Danny Pellegrino from Everything Iconic. Ready to upgrade your style game without blowing your budget? Check out Quince. They've got all the good stuff, shirts and polos, activewear, and fine leather goods, all at 50 to 80% less than other high-end brands. And the best part? They're all about safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing. Get that luxury vibe without the luxury price tag. Hit up quince.com/upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's quince.com/upgrade.
Hi, I'm Daniel, founder of Pretty Litter. Cats and cat owners deserve better than any old-fashioned litter. That's why I teamed up with scientists and veterinarians to create Pretty Litter. Its innovative crystal formula has superior odor control and weighs up to 80% less than clay litter. Pretty Litter even monitors health by changing colors to help detect early signs of potential illness. It's the world's smartest kitty litter.
Go to prettylitter.com and use code ACAST for 20% off your first order and a free cat toy. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details.